Hello everyone, good evening, welcome to today's Pulse of the Week. Today is Wednesday, the 12th day of October, I must say November 2025. My name is yours truly, Kofi Asante Mensah, and welcome to the program. This is the program that brings to your doorstep the breakdown of major stories happening here in the Republic of Ghana. And this is your comprehensive news analysis program, the fastest growing and the biggest news analysis program digital media can ever bring to Ghana. It's NSG News. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and this is the program we call Pulse of the Week. This segment is our news update. When I return, there will be more for you. The biggest story happening in Ghana is the demise of some 6 people who went for recruitment at the Elwak Sports Stadium today, and President John Dramani Mahama has given some few directives. When I return, we'll talk about it. Please stay. All right, so you're welcome back. It's your man Kofi Asante Mensah. We are live on many social media platform channels, and especially on YouTube. Please find us NSG News TV. Our website www.nsgnews.com. Please read more of our stories on our website, and we hit the bottom straight to the major stories. It looks like it's a Black Wednesday. You know, on the 6th of August, 8 people lost their lives. 3 months after today is also Wednesday. On the 6th of August was a Wednesday. And today, 6 people have lost their lives. And we do not measure life according to who is a minister and who is an ordinary person. Ghanaians are just losing our lives in quite a disregardful manner. And let's pick the story. I have the story here, which seems to suggest clearly the instruction by President John Dramani Mahama when he went to Kumasi for a program to the Ghana Armed Forces. And I have that story right here for you. He spoke in Chi, but before we go for that video insert, this is the story. President John Dramani Mahama has instructed the suspension or directed the Ghana Armed Forces to suspend its ongoing nationwide recruitment exercise following a report of injuries and deaths recorded in Accra and Kumasi. He said the temporary halt would allow for a thorough investigation into the incident and ensure that future reoccurrence or recruitment processes are conducted under safer and more controlled conditions. Speaking at the launch of Nkoko Nketenkete program in the Ashanti region, President John Dramani Mahama described the development as deeply regrettable and stressed the need for reforms to prevent further casualties.
When who say near Yanukum one teshe Obesha na Yinipa say Omonko for training. And Tabra Yabon Toa answer near Beto 2024 about Tono. Michelle Bosse Siaba Akobase, your first soldier na police. Ya de Betuja na region bia yama yamabuna kwenya na omonso omwetimi abepre se ne beya ombenya se adwumani bia ye ampanso ye bie ade a ye friend portal enti yamabunu bi ekosa fidie no so eko register enti enne na nke wo se ye hyase na ye hwe omonwoma ni omo ho senior omo ha on density ene sani omani na nti anope region bia ye kire omo bebia e wo se omuhia na Accra akoye kropon no ye se dipa dodo a epie ye se omo hwe se adwuma no na omo dosun ye na aho prepare ne ade a ehya ase abra ye bie gate no se nipa enremu no ma nipa ni bebre e de ahoden epia se omokom omanim etimi ewrem na arehosem ne se ebi ehwe ase emye tietia omoso na menemo ka sei se na yenya ntiye nipa ensia yamabunu ahwere omonkwa na dumienu bi nso eda hospital a echese ayeden nso ye bompa ese omho beto omo na nyame enya areho ama omo enti make us say soldier mpanyimfo amaya so ate say yamma ensia omo nyina yamma bawa oma hwere omo nkwa se kumasi hanso bibi kakra sa asiye a echese nipa baako se we prade den dia oda ayarsabia ono so yabompa ese obenya ahode na nyame ahunumobo enti enkradia no meka che asoja force omunja ansa na yenhwem na yeye nhihye.
Very well. President John Dramani Mahama earlier this morning or this afternoon paid a visit to the 37 military hospital to commensurate with victims of a stampede that occurred earlier in the day at the Elwak Sports Stadium during a military recruitment exercise which claimed 6 lives and left several others injured. The president, accompanied by the Deputy Minister of Defense, Mr. Ernest Broja Jenfi, and the Chief of the Defense Staff, Lieutenant General William Japon, was received at the hospital's emergency unit by senior medical officers and administrators.
Yeah.
I think the president should be in.
Let's go to our reporter, Fatal Bayaga there.
Yeah.
A large entourage, including the acting defense minister, Castle Atufosen. I've also seen the chief of staff arriving here. So is the president, as in your shots now, exchanging pleasantries with some of the ministers here. The acting defense minister, Castle Atufosen, is here. The minister in charge of government communication, all of them are here, even including the deputy defense minister, are all here this afternoon because of this particular tragic incident. We're told that the president is here to get first-hand information in relation to this tragic incident which happened earlier today, where some 6 persons who were seeking to be enlisted into the Ghana Armed Forces unfortunately passed when they tried to get into the Elwak Sports Stadium. The president is here with a large entourage this very afternoon. He's currently having a conversation with the officers here. I'm sure after taking or getting that briefing, that would inform the president what to do next. But the situation this morning was very tense because, and even what we're picking up is that some of these applicants tried to scale the wall into the premises of the sports stadium, which unfortunately led to this very tragic development. Mami, in fact, this morning the numbers at the sports stadium were very huge, and the limited number of military officers were unable to control the large numbers, and they were pushing from.
All right, so that's it over there. That's quite intriguing, but we have some few confirmation from the Ghana Armed Forces themselves, and they are confirming some numbers for us and some investigation being set aside for this very, very stampede. The Ghana Armed Forces has suspended 8 ongoing military recruitment exercise at the Elwak Sports Stadium in Accra until further notice, following a deadly stampede that's claimed 6 lives on Wednesday, November 12, 2025. The decision, according to GAF, was taken to ensure the safety and proper coordination of the recruitment process ongoing or going forward. The stampede occurred after thousands of young Ghanaians thrown the stadium in a desperate bid to enlist into the Ghana Armed Forces. And this is also a confirmation of a video where the public relations officer is trying to give numbers and explain how many people have been injured, how many people have passed on, and how many people were actually trapped. Watch this.
Jonas.
I need to just get something straight. There's an erroneous information going out. The casualties we have that came through were 28 in number. Those who are dead are 6 and not 12. Those who are critical and in ICU are 5. We have 12 who are fairly critical. The rest are stable. I need to just get something straight. There's an erroneous information going out. The casualties we have that came through.
All right, so that's the tape over there. All right, so the Speaker of Parliament has also been speaking, and he is giving quite a stern warning to the Ghana Armed Forces. Speaker of Parliament Alban Sumana Babin has expressed deep concern over the tragic stampede at the Elwak Sports Stadium during the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise, urging collective action to prevent similar incidents in the future. He called on all stakeholders to work together to address the underlying issues that led to the tragedy, emphasizing the urgency of finding a lasting solution to all of this. And I know the Parliamentary Select Committee on Defense and also the ranking member on defense, the NPP gentleman, Reverend, he's been talking, and couple of other things. When you get on social media, there is an NDC MP for, I think, Pusiga, the Pusiga member of parliament on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress, made some few remarks in parliament that got people on social media or netizens quite agitated, indicating that this death, whether all the presidents in the world were sitting at the Elwak Sports Stadium, these people would have died because it is their time. People are not taking it kindly. They are actually on the neck of this honorable member of parliament for Pusiga. We are going for a quick break, and when I come back, we enter into parliament more because of the appointment and vetting of, I must say, the vetting of the Chief Justice nominee. And this week it was quite a hot one in parliament when we witnessed the walkout of the minority in parliament. Just a single breather. When I return, we'll go more into vetting. Hi there. What number is this? 3, right? All right. It's time for NSG News. Welcome. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah. And here at NSG News, you'll get serious documentary to watch, news, reviews, views, and what have you, because we have Pulse of the Week and also exclusive on the hot seat. On NSG News, we say news with integrity. Hi, welcome back. Thank you very much for watching. This is NSG News and this is Pulse of the Week. This update segment is called a news update here on Pulse of the Week. It's Wednesday, the 12th day of November 2025. Whenever I want to say November, I rather want to say December. I don't know why, but it's fine. Today is November 12, 2025. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah. And please watch us on YouTube. Our channel's name is NSG News TV, and also our website www.nsgnews.com. Please read more on our website, and you can share some few comments with us on all our social media platforms, TikTok, WhatsApp, YouTube, Facebook, wherever. Search us NSG News TV, and please share some few comments with that. This week we experienced the vetting of the Chief Justice here in this republic, and it was just an eyesore where we witnessed the majority leader and the minority leader. Apparently the minority started because it was time for a few remarks from the office of the ranking member, who is the minority leader, Honorable Alexander Kwamina Afenyo-Markins. And the course of his remarks, he made certain pronouncements, and the majority leader, Mama Yarga, wasn't pleasant with it at all. Watch it. All right, so we'll get you that video pretty shortly. It's here on NSG News. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and we have dealt with the stampede. That's the biggest story. I've watched reports on some African news portals and how they reported it, especially allafrica.com and africanews.com and a couple of other African portals. Also the BBC, how they reported is quite a shameful one. Just a normal enlistment and recruitment got Ghana into an embarrassment or an embarrassing state where 6 people would have to lose their lives, and amazingly they were all females. Amazing, they were all females. All right, so it has been suspended now, and the president has called for investigation. Then the Ghana Armed Forces, they have set a probe committee in place, or an investigative committee in place, and investigation have actually started in earnest. And we are now moving to the vetting of the Chief Justice nominee in Parliament today, and there was an encounter between the minority leader, who is the ranking on the appointment committee, and also the majority leader in that committee room. I think the video is ready now. Watch this.
When prices have gone down, you are now bringing it, claiming that you have super majority. You use your numbers to pass it. Mr. Speaker, we want to be guided by principle. Mr. Speaker, we want to be guided by principle and remind our colleagues that it is only fair to be consistent, to remain firm on a matter that you believe strongly that it is good or wrong. Mr. Speaker, today, if the majority, because they are in power, they have found it convenient to reintroduce a very agreement they reject.
Chairman, if you read rule 1233, where in the opinion of the Speaker, the words of a member used in a speech, and it doesn't matter whether the speech is at plenary or at committee, a speech is a speech in Parliament. So where, in the opinion of the Speaker, the words of a member used in a speech are offensive, abusive, insulting, blasphemous, or unbecoming, impute improper motives, or impugns the integrity of a member or any other person, the Speaker may order that the member withdraws those words or withdraw and apologize. So, Speaker, when we came into this chamber, this committee meeting room, and you started, you referred to the nominee as Chief Justice. When you referred to the nominee as Chief Justice, the minority objected to the reference to the nominee as Chief Justice and said that he is not a Chief Justice, he is a nominee to the post of Chief Justice, and so you must refer to him appropriately. Or acting Chief Justice, because he's also an acting Chief Justice. And an acting Chief Justice is a Chief Justice. Now, he has referred to the nominee as a disputed nominee. Disputed nominee. You are in court what? Are you in court litigating his nomination? No. Are you in court disputing his nomination? You are not in court challenging his nomination. So to the extent that you are not in court challenging his nomination, there is no dispute about his nomination. If there is a dispute about some other action. So you have no right to look him in the face here before this committee and refer to him as a disputed nominee and expect me to sit here and not respond. So, Mr. Chairman, pursuant to our own rules, he has to withdraw and apologize to him for referring to him as a disputed nominee when he is not a disputed nominee.
All right, so that's the majority over there. We'll have some more videos for you. At a point, that word, disputed CJ, it wasn't taken kindly at all. But Afenjoma can also push through. I have a lot of videos to show you. And later on, they excused the appointment committee and boycotted or walked out from the appointment committee. After everything, the appointment committee chair settled down and the vetting started. And I must say, CJ nominee Baffoe-Bonne was on point, and he defended himself, indicated that he is competent to lead the judiciary. So I have all this series of videos for you. Please take your time and watch this.
Mr. Chairman, we are here because our rules say we should be here. And the same rules indicate exactly what we can do or not do when we gather here. Order 122. And 1, 2, 3. I want you to focus on those two orders. 1, 2, 3 talks about content of speeches, whereas 1, 2, 2 provides the grounds on which debate can be interrupted. So I come under order 1, 2, 2. But my objection is founded on content of speeches. I've heard the ranking member of the committee refer to, I believe, the nominee as a disputed. Recall that just a couple of days ago, I think Thursday, the same member brought a motion to the House trying to stop this committee from sitting to vet the nominee. The matter was exhaustively debated, and you, Mr. Speaker, gave a ruling. Subsequently, the Speaker himself, because you sat as a Deputy Speaker, the Speaker himself came and recounted the motion and also gave a ruling. So this issue about the propriety or otherwise of whatever happened has been raised on the floor, debated extensively, and a ruling given. Apart from that, Order 1237 says that the conduct of the Speaker, the Chief Justice, members and justices of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except upon a substantive motion. You cannot raise anything about the conduct of a member of the Superior Court of Judicature of this country in Parliament except by a substantive motion. No substantive motion is before us, and so the ranking member has no right, no lawful authority to raise anything about what happened in court, the processes leading to a removal of anybody and the nomination of anybody. You have no right, pursuant to our rules, to raise those issues. So be guided, because if you raise them, I'm going to object.
Right, so that's over there. Right, so that's over there. And when they staged a walkout, I'll show you that video pretty shortly. When they staged a walkout, they came outside and addressed the press. Watch it.
Honorable, people are saying that this is your plan. You already have. Is that the point?
That's not true. If that were the case, we could have just done a press conference, and we don't even need to come here. So that is not the case. We all agreed. We had a meeting. I have my questions. That's why I have my file. The questions that we're going to ask, everybody has his questions to ask. He is going to be the Chief Justice of the whole nation, whether you are MPP or NDC or majority or minority. So it is for all of us to make sure that we get the best for the country. And therefore, we planned to partake in the process, but if they are not allowing us, we don't see how. And the last thing we would want to prevent is to something happen in this very room where people engaged in fists and whatnot, to the extent that others even said that people went under the table and held other parts of the places that I don't want to mention. You are all laughing. Meanwhile, you reported it. But we don't want to get there. So let's give peace a chance.
Honorable, in similar instances, for instance, when some seats were declared and you were against the parliamentary procedure, you proceeded to court. Why did you fail to do so in this instance?
Well, there are so much processes. There are a lot of things we could do, even in Parliament here. And I already told you that, and I was a member. I personally appended my signature to the motion that we put before the Speaker. And we got the notice, I think on Friday night or Saturday morning, that the Speaker did not, yes, on Thursday night, that the Speaker did not admit it. And between Friday and Monday, I don't know how fast we could be to file a process in court. So maybe we can consider that, or probably it is so shows.
So that's the New Patriotic Party minority in Parliament addressing the press after they walked out of Parliament with respect to the appointment committee vetting the CJ nominee. The CJ got seated, took the oath, and he got seated to be vetted, basically. So he started, and here are some few remarks. This one has to do with the total number of courts and judges we have in the country, and some innovations he would bring to bear if the appointment committee and Parliament accept his nomination. Right, so you have Baffoe-Bonne over there indicating how he will bring some few reforms there. And Mama Yariga, the majority leader, ranking member for the this very committee, directed some few questions to the CJ nominee. And it has to do with people indicating, including the minority, indicating that his appointment came to bear because of his leanings to John Dramani Mahama and how he voted as CJ in the 2013 presidential election petition brought to the Supreme Court, how Justice Baffoe-Bonne voted. So it's because of how he voted, that's why he's gotten the appointment as CJ by John Dramani Mahama. This is how he answered it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where to start from. I actually do not know. I wouldn't know what goes on in the president's mind since I'm not there. But I actually will be disappointed if my only qualification for the Chief Justice nomination is because I voted for the president in 2013. But that is on a lighter note, but I think I qualify for the position. As I said, I have been a Supreme Court judge for the past presumptuous to say I am the best qualified person in the Supreme Court. Now I would say that.
Right, so that's CJ nominee and making the remarks over there. He will be disappointed if his only consideration to be nominated by the president is because of how he voted within the election petition. That's 2013 election petition, presidential election petition. He will be very disappointed. He indicates he is very competent. He served several years as Supreme Court judge, and he's the oldest over there, right? About 17 years of work experience at the Supreme Court. That's quite a good one. But let's turn attention quickly to the Speaker of Parliament. When they finished this very appointment committee vetting, then the next morning they turned attention to the August House, where the Speaker of Parliament had to formally render unqualified apology to the judiciary, more because of how some members of Parliament treated the judiciary when they came for vetting the previous day. So this is how the Right Honorable Speaker apologized to the judiciary.
It's regrettable and inconsistent with the decorum expected of members under the standing orders of the Parliament of Ghana. I have directed the leadership of the Appointments Committee to take note of this incident and to ensure that in all future proceedings, the highest standards of civility, objectivity, and institutional respect are maintained. I extend our deepest apologies and assurances of Parliament's continued respect for the judiciary and its esteemed members. I want to assure all of you that I'll come back on this issue of decency, discipline, and decorum. And this time, I'm coming with the hammer.
Yeah, we'll be very, very happy. We want our Parliament, our guests out to be very honorable, because we call them honorable members of Parliament. Actually, we do not add honorable to their names, but it is because the honorable is added to their constituency. So we say honorable member of Parliament for the people of Adentan. All right? We don't say honorable Kofi Asante. No. It's supposed to be honorable member of Parliament for the people of the constituency. That's Adentan or Medina or Ayawaso West Ogon, etc. Or Pusiga. All right? So if you are christened honorable because of your constituency, you have to be exhibiting very honorable things. Let's turn attention after a quick breather. When we come back from this breather, we'll be talking about the report, about 2 to 3 month report from the helicopter crash, the August 6 helicopter crash that took about 8 lives from us. And just yesterday, when the report was made public, today we have witnessed another tragic incident where, because of enlistment of recruitment into the Ghana Armed Forces, some youth, unfortunately, all of them are females, passed on painfully at the Elwak Sports Stadium. And we would be picking that story pretty shortly. And my producer tells me we have to go for a breather. All right, let's do this and we'll come back shortly.
You know, if you look at the last election, some were in complete shock
of the results.
Yes. While we were telling them 6 months before that
So you are a traitor or what? I don't know.
The last person who will be a traitor in this country will be me. I'm very patriotic.
It is alleged that NDC is sponsoring you to do their dirty work. Let me put it that way. That's my word, dirty work, to discredit the advances of the MPP. You've been drawn into partisan politics. How do you come out of this one?
One, I have not contracted, required to do anything for NDC against any entity in this country. Absolutely not. I don't belong to the NDC. I don't belong to the MPP.